I'm here today at Dreams Huatulco. This is our first time being here, and if you are at all like me and you're thinking about coming here, there's a lot about a property that you're interested in knowing that you may not be able to find out. So I'm hoping today to show you some of the aspects of the property that will hopefully allow you to decide this is where you want to come. So I'm standing here right now out on the street at the entrance to Dreams Huatulco. As you can see, I'm just going to take a quick spin around here, and you'll see that the roads are very maintained, they're very safe, everything is very modern. There's a lovely little plaza across the street that has some really quaint little shops in it if you're interested in doing some shopping off the property. But this is what you can expect when you pull into the property. It's about a 10 or 15, 20-minute max ride from the airport. We actually got a private shuttle with Huatulco Tours, and they were great. They had a sign with our name on it. We were in the car on our way. It was very reasonable round trip. It was $88 US. The great thing is that it allowed us to get to the resort before the tour buses pulled in, and so we just walked right up to our check-in and had our keys and were in our room within 5-10 minutes of arrival. I have seen some of the other guests arrive on the bus and they've had a bit of a wait checking in. With that said, you're treated to a lovely cocktail upon arrival, a nice cool refreshing cloth, so if you decide to take the bus, I promise that your welcome will be lovely. So we'll just head up to the resort so you can see what to get when you pull into the lobby. So this is the lobby area. Behind me is the lobby bar, which right now doesn't look like it's too busy, but in the evenings this is a real gathering spot. Last night there was a number of people that were here. There was live music, there was dancing, lots of salsa, and it was a really great time. One of the really great things about the lobby bar is it has premium liquor, including Grey Goose, which is fabulous, and makes some great drinks, willing to make you something special if you like, but a wide variety of drinks to choose from, so you will not go thirsty here. So I'm standing now in the outdoor bar area. This is kind of an extension of where we were just standing. People sit out here at nighttime and have a drink. It's a little bit more intimate of a setting. But this really also from this vantage point allows you to see a real scope of the property, kind of a bird's eye view, so to speak. As you can see, the views are spectacular, and this weather that you are seeing right now, it's like this every single day. I do want to make note right now that we are here. Today is December the 17th of 2015. And one of the big draws for us in coming to Huatulco was simply because of the weather. Travel is expensive, as we all know, especially if you're traveling with families. And although some of the other locations in Mexico are also beautiful, the guarantee of weather here in Huatulco is really what sold us. It has been so hot, so hot, but there's always this beautiful breeze that helps to keep things cool. But the weather, the blue skies, the sunshine, every day it's the same thing. You're not fighting cloud cover, or you're not fighting any kind of cloudy skies. It's all sunshine every day, all day, and to me that is what makes Huatulco this undiscovered tourist location for people that no one seems to really know about. I don't quite know why, but it's kind of this secret little destination that I don't know when people are gonna clue into this, but it's a great place for winter travel. home, maybe similar to you right now, is what does the resort feel like during the day? I've watched countless YouTube videos and I read tons of TripAdvisor reviews, but no one ever really talks about what the feel of the resort is like. What does the resort look like at 10 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? You know, it's always early in the morning when everything is really quiet. So this is what Dreams Huatulco looks like. This is the feel of the property. This is the vibe of the property. This is what you can expect if you are here during the day. So behind me is the kids pool, which is very popular with some of the younger families. As you can see, it's pretty active. There's quite a few families that take advantage of the shallower pool. I've seen kids playing, games. They definitely have lots to do to keep them busy. But this is more of a, children's pool, family pool. Lots of little ones here. There are 3 other pools throughout the property. The one in the center is the largest. They are all infinity pools with gorgeous views over the ocean. They are very busy, so this is definitely not a quiet resort. Having said that, I've never felt that I am, surrounded by people or feel cramped, but it is definitely not what I would consider to be quiet. Behind me is the pool to the far left of the resort, or the right, depending on which direction you're looking. It is very, again, similar to the adults only pool in the size. It's relatively quiet in the sense that there's not a lot of activities going on here. There's not a lot of music, but any age is welcome at this pool behind me. As you can see, great size, beautiful infinity edge, and the views are spectacular. You can't really, feel the breeze that comes up here, but there is always a light breeze that helps keep you cool, but you will be in the pool quite a bit. Bring lots of sunscreen, and I'm not talking any of that 15 stuff. You need like 50, 60, as high as you can get. Lots of stuff for your face, because it is warm and the sun's rays are hot. Over in the middle of the property is the activity pool. So this is where your aerobics are going on. Pool volleyball, which is always a real hit amongst kids of all ages. My husband has been known to play some pool volleyball, and I've seen some 6-year-olds in there as well. So everyone is welcome. I find that the entertainment team is great at getting everyone involved in the activities around the pool. So lots of fun for everybody, and I encourage everyone to join in. As you can see, this pool is a little bit busier than some of the others. There is music around the pool, but it's not too loud, it's not overpowering, it's just nice. But it does create a bit of an atmosphere if that's something that you're looking for. To the adults only pool, which is, as it sounds, adults only. I have seen some teenagers in the pool that are 15, 16 years old, and they have been welcomed. So I think it's more just the little ones that like to play a little bit more in the pool that they're trying to discourage. So if you are a honeymooner and you're thinking about coming here, I know adults only resorts are a little bit more on the expensive side, but coming here for a honeymoon with the adults only pool is a great alternative, and I think you'd be very happy here. There's also an adults only restaurant. We have found we typically eat dinner around 8 o'clock each night, and we haven't had a lot of kids at dinner at that time. So I would say if you're looking for a more adult atmosphere, maybe trying to go to dinner 7:30 or later, and you'll get that. Families, there's a buffet if you've got little ones and are maybe a little more picky of an eater. There's lots of food choices for them. There's actually separate areas on the buffets that have lots of kid-friendly foods, things like french fries, grilled cheese, hot dogs, hamburgers, so they will have something to please them as well. The buffets are very fresh in the food that they are serving. Nothing looks like it's been sitting around very long. Lots of variety. The buffet is air conditioned inside, so if you want to escape the heat, you do have somewhere to go to cool off. For lunch, there are 2 buffets, the Seaside as well as the World Cafe. The Seaside is a buffet. Again, the menu or the offerings are a little bit more limited in the World Cafe, but still plenty to choose from. They grill up hamburgers every day, lots of fresh salads, so if you're trying to have at least one healthy meal a day, at lunchtime you've got some great offerings for salads. But the food has been spectacular. It's been certainly pleasing for myself. I do not proclaim to be a foodie by any means, but I have left every meal very full. My pants are a little bit tighter, so ladies, you might want to bring some of those flowy dresses, because those tight ones by the end of the week might not be so good.
Look at all this shade silk.
So for any of you who are thinking about getting married here, there is a wedding gazebo. We have seen one wedding earlier this week, which was absolutely beautiful. It is in a bit separate of an area of the property, so you've got a little bit more privacy, but you still have a gorgeous view behind you for you and your guests. What they did for the wedding that we observed is this entire adults-only area was blocked off. Hey, Suze! There's my favorite little waiter. Speaking of which, sorry to digress for a moment, but the service around the pools during the day is amazing. These people work so hard to make sure that your drinks are replenished regularly. They have great personalities. They're very kind people, easy to understand, and they definitely add some charm and a little bit of flavor to the resort. They're wonderful, wonderful people. But back to the gazebo. What they had done for the wedding is this entire area was closed, and they had tables set up around the pool area where people had dinner, and seemed like a really nice venue for a destination wedding. With that said, there haven't been a lot of weddings this week. As I said, I've only seen the one, but perhaps that's just the time of year. can be quite big. Not so big that they're unsafe, but they're big in the sense that they allow you to play in the surf. There's boogie boards that you can get from the sports desk, and the kids love to play on those and ride the waves. There is a bit of a pull out there. I wouldn't call it an undercurrent by any means, but you know, if you're not a strong swimmer or if you're not comfortable in the water, you might want to take some caution there. You're probably wondering why I have a banana in my hand. It's not because I'm looking to have a snack, but there's some great fish off the shore over here, and they love to eat bananas, so I'm just going to head over and participate in my morning ritual, which is feeding the fish. I steal the bananas from the buffet, so no one said anything to me yet. I only take a couple and no one seems to mind. The one thing about this beach is the coarse sand is a little hard on your feet. So if you're someone that loves to stroll the beach every day, you may find that it's a little difficult. But having said that, you know, you're not in an area of Mexico that you're going to find that, you know, turquoise water and that white powdery sand like you would in Cancun. But the water is still beautiful. We went out earlier this week on a boat tour with our captain Rudy, who was fabulous. I would highly recommend him to anybody. He took me and my family out. We went out in a very nice, clean boat. It had protection for shade. He took us out. We saw dolphins, we saw stingrays, we saw a couple turtles. We went snorkeling, and we went to a provincial park here in Huatulco, which had a beautiful beach. It had great snorkeling. There was a lot of restaurants that you could buy very cheap cerveza, and it was a great spot just to kind of take in some local culture and see, you know, how some of the day-to-day life is here for locals in Huatulco. It was very reasonably priced, and we had a fabulous time. So, you know, one of the things about coming to Huatulco is, you know, I do encourage you to get out and actually see Huatulco. It's very beautiful. It's not perhaps what you have seen in other areas of Mexico. It's a little bit more rugged. The landscape is a little bit more natural, and you know, it would be a shame to come here and not get out and see some of the beauty that this area has to offer. So continuing with our tour, we'll do a quick tour of our room. We are staying in the preferred tower. We are on the 4th floor of the 3rd building in room 3442. So here we go. The room is always very clean. The maid service has been exceptional. Great air conditioning, which I know is important to many of you. Pretty standard bathroom, has all the necessities that you're looking for. We have 2 sinks, makeup mirror, great shower. So the shower has a fabulous rain shower feature. It's a good size. It also has a wand, which is handy. The reason for that is at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of sand in your bathing suits, and that wand is definitely going to be needed to help hose you down. Through here, we have our safe, which has been very easy to use. There is a mini bar with pop, Corona. I'm not sure if all rooms have this or not, or if this is just a preferred club, but they do leave you some snacks, just what you need, more food. There's also little bottles of rye, rum, and vodka. Decent sized closet space. You know, pretty standard stuff there. Again, being in the preferred tower, we were able to get goose feather down pillows or other, you know, kind of pillows of choice if you're so interested in. Nice big bed, very comfortable bed. I know many of you, if you travel to Mexico, they are famous for their hard beds, but this has been quite comfortable. And as you can see by the display of pillows, there's certainly no shortage there. We have not used the television, but I'm sure it works. Not a lot of drawer space, but you know, simply a case of 4 drawers. There's some under storage on each of the bedside tables. Our maid leaves us beautiful flowers every day. She's lovely. And then the big important one, which I know everyone is interested in, is the view. So just taking you out to our balcony. The balconies are pretty small, as you can see. They're not massive by any means, but you know, a couple chairs. And this is our view, which looks out over the resort, the pools, and of course the beautiful ocean. Time of day right now is about 4:30, so things are quieting down a little bit on the resort. And again, this is room 3442. If you're interested in making room requests, we did find that they were pretty receptive to accommodating our wishes. So that is our quick tour of Dreams Huatulco. I would highly, highly recommend this as a resort for you and your families, or if you're looking to come on a honeymoon. We've had a wonderful, wonderful time here, and again, I'm still trying to figure out how more people haven't caught on to Huatulco. I know we will be back here, and it's just a great destination for winter travel in December. It's been fabulous, and I need a swim. I am hot, and it's time for a dip. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching.